Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Story Time. Let's see who we have here tonight. Let me get this camera a little closer. Okay. I think that's good. Hello, hello, and welcome to Story Time. Welcome back. Let me lift this up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Welcome back to Story Time. Let's see who we have in the building tonight. Hello, Shiwana. Shiwana's in the house tonight. How are you? I'm doing well, Shiwana. I'm doing well. After I hung out with you late night, I hung out with you till about 5 something this morning, and then I went to bed. So of course, you know, I slept all day and got up after 5 this evening. But I'm feeling good. I woke up feeling good. It's a pain-free day, which always makes for a great day. For sure, for sure, for sure. We have Finest Wine Cooking in the house. He says, hey, everybody. Hi, Deborah. Fire, and he's throwing some love. That's my adopted nephew, y'all. He adopted me as his aunt, and one day we'll get to meet. Finest Wine is saying hey to Shiwana. We have Mama Ray Ray in the house tonight. How are you? She says hello, dear sGladTidings. We have the 48 in the house tonight. How are you, the 48? Welcome, welcome to Story Time. Sorry, hang on 1 minute, you all. I got my cell phone and forgot to turn it off. Hold on. Doing story time. Gotta go. I'm sorry about that. That's what happens when you have multiple devices you're working with. And I don't know why. That was my son, and I don't know why he called me, because if nobody else knows, he knows this is story time. I guess he wasn't thinking. Let's see who else we got here. We got Anthony Shaw. Hello, brother. How are you? Don't you eat my ribs. Gigi, put them in the freezer. Mama Ray Ray says hello to Finest Wine Cooking Channel. We have Valerie Champion in the house tonight. How are you, Valerie? I think this might be your first time in Story Time. I'm not sure. I get those little brain farts. But welcome, welcome. So glad you decided to join us. We have 50 plus in the house tonight. How are you, brother? I hope you're feeling as good as me today. I feel so good. I feel like singing. I told my sister earlier, she checked on me to see how I was doing. And I said, you know, it's a good day. I said, I feel so good. I feel like busting out with a Stephanie Mills. I feel good all over song. Valerie saying hello to everyone. 50 says, hey. We got Wolfman Midnight in the house. How are you, Wolfman? It's been a while. But so glad you decided to join us tonight for Story Time. Gigi, we thank you for the raid. 50 says it's a Gigi raid. Finest Wine Cooking Channel is speaking to Mama Ray Ray. He says, hey. And he's throwing the okay sign and some love. Mama Ray says hello to everyone. 50 plus says hello to everyone. The 48 says GG Raid. Wolfman Midnight says hey to 50. Shiwana's Creative Circle is saying hey to Finest Wine Cooking Channel and 50 plus and the 48. We got Pandy, Hair Candy, and more in the house tonight. How are you, Pandy? Pandy says GG Ray. Hello, everyone. Finest Wine Cooking Channel says 2 likes, 8 in the room. Please hit that like button on your way in. Much love, everyone. Thank you, Finest Wine, for that reminder, because I know I sure need those reminders a lot of times going into people's lives. So I don't take offense to it. I appreciate it, because I want to give the host their due. Shawana says, hey to Wolfman Midnight. 50 Plus says, hey to Shawana's sCreativeCircle. Hello. And to Pandy's Hair, Candi, and More. We have Carolyn East all in the house tonight. How are you, Carolyn? Hello. Carolyn says, hello, Deborah, sGladTidings, Gigi, and Raid. And if my memory serves me correct, I want to say, Carolyn, are you the one that said you had a birthday? I think told me from previous that you had a birthday tonight. So I think that was you. I could be mistaken, but I think it was you. Valerie Champion says thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for that, Valerie. We got Julie Issy in the house tonight. Says GG Raid. Julie, I think it's your first time here tonight, but I'm not really 100% sure. But of course, we appreciate having you here join us tonight for story time. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see who else we have here in story time. We have Satin. Satin is in the house tonight. How are you, sister? I hope you are doing well. So glad you could join us tonight for story time. Let's see who else we got here in the house tonight. Satin is saying, Julie is saying, Gigi Raid. Thank you for following Gigi and the clan over here, Julie. We have Satin says, greetings, Miss Deborah in chat. She's throwing some flowers and some love. Thank you, Satin, for that. Finest Wine Cooking says, much love, Valerie. We have Yvonne Stubbs in the house. Says, good evening, everyone. Thank you, sister, for joining us tonight for story time. I appreciate always like having your story time. And if I don't remember, Yvonne, I need to talk to you. So if I don't call you after story time, please call me. I want to talk to you. And Valerie also came over from the GG Raid. I appreciate that. Valerie, Finest Wine says, good evening. Pandy Hair, Candi, and More says, hey at Finest Wine Cooking Channel. 50 says, welcome to Deborah sGladTidings Lab. Please be sure that you have, what's that? Y'all be with these new emojis. Y'all get me. But anyways, he telling y'all to thumbs up the hostess. Thank you so much, 50. For one, I can't recognize these emojis. For two, I can't half see them. I got to get me some new glasses. Finest Wine Cooking says, Pandy, how are you? Carolyn eats all says hello to Yvonne Stubbs. The 48 says, I'm getting tired and it's getting late, but I'm here. I'll stay up as long as you want me to because I care for you. Thank you so much to 48. I know even when we come in early, a lot of times it's a sacrifice when we make these rounds to everybody because we have so much going on between YouTube and our families. So I appreciate you even staying up late. I really, really appreciate you because you didn't have to sacrifice of yourself, but I appreciate it. I want you to know it doesn't go unrecognized. My stream jumped here. Okay. Pandy says, doing well, thanks at Finest Wine Cooking. Pandy says, hello to Yvonne Stuff. Look who visited us, y'all. Look. The person that was MIA. We got 10 bells in the house tonight. 10 bells. What happened to 12 bells? That's who should have came to story time tonight. Says, I'm finally here on time. Let's everybody throw a hand clap in the stream for me, please. For 10 bells. Please throw a hand. Could y'all do that for me and throw a hand clap in the stream? We love you and we miss you, 10 bells. Yvonne Stubbs says, hey, D. Mama Ray says, I understand it's getting sleepy also today. I'm getting sleepy also today was my birthday. Today was my birthday and it's been a long day. Oh, Mama Ray birthday. I got to remember that. Okay. All right. Today's Mama. Everybody, we're going to celebrate Mama Ray's birthday today. You know how we do it. We're going to celebrate story time style after the story. 50 Plus says that Deborah shared you out on my community tab. Thank you so much, 50 Plus. You're always so thoughtful, and it is certainly appreciated. Finest Wine Cooking Channel says happy birthday to Mama Ray Ray. He's starting the celebration out already, Mama Ray Ray. He's got the birthday confetti in the stream. The 48 says much prayers to everyone. Stay safe. Thank you, 48. The 48. Carolyn East All says happy birthday to Mama Ray Ray. Mama Ray Ray says thank you, Finest Wine Cooking Channel. Pandy says at the 48 thanks and same to you. The 48 says happy birthday to Mama Ray Ray. Yvonne Stubbs says glad to hear and see you're feeling great. Thank you, Yvonne. Mama Ray Ray says thank you, Carolyn East All in the 48. We have Miss Full Roller rolling in here dancing as usual. That's our dancing diva. She comes in the door celebrating. Valerie Champion says I'm awesome. Yes, it is. Pandy says happy birthday to Mama Ray Ray. The 48 says, I am bored, tired, but I can make it out fine. Thank you to 48. We appreciate you. Mama Ray Ray says, thank you to Pandy's Hair, Candi and More. Shewana says, hey, Yvonne Stubbs. 50 Plus is saluting Miss Full Roller. And Mama Ray Ray, he's telling her happy birthday, throwing a birthday cake and some birthday confetti. Shewana says, hey, to 10 Veils. And Carolyn East All. Mama Ray Ray says thank you to 50 Plus. Tim Vale says hey to Shewana. Tim Vale says it's Gemini season. No. Oh, we ain't thinking about you, Tim Vale. Everybody already know you a troublemaker. So we're not thinking about you. It is still Gemini season no matter what you say. We will get to you when the Cancer season roll around. 50 Plus says welcome to the live. He's reminding everybody to thumbs me up. Thank you, 50. Carolyn East All, no birthday for me until Christmas. Okay, then must be Mama Ray Ray that told me that. Okay, so Carolyn East All, we're going to be celebrating you and my birthday the same month. Carolyn says hey to Shewana. Gigi says hey to the 48. Eat to Live Strong and Miss Full Roller. Shewana says hey to Eat to Live Strong. Tim Vale says happy birthday to Mama Ray Ray. Throwing some birthday cake her way. So is our dancing diva. Tim Vales is laughing because she knows she's being a mess. Mama Ray Ray says hello to Miss Full Roller. Carolyn Eat to Live Strong is in the house. Hello, Eat to Live Strong. And Eat to Live Strong is speaking to Shawana Creative Circle and saying hi to Gigi Gluten-Free Lab. Carolyn saying okay and throwing a birthday cake. And Mama Ray Ray says thanks to 10 Veils. So everybody is greeting everybody, and I appreciate that. And Gigi says, hey to Yvonne Stubbs and Wolfman Midnight. And I am not going to prolong the time. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hang on 1 minute. Who's that? The 48? Oh, the 48 says sanitize. Oh, that's funny. That's right. That's what we have to do. That is for sure. The 48. We can't forget to do that. That's our new motto now, is to sanitize. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our story. And then after the story, we will celebrate Mama Ray Ray's birthday story time style. All right, once again, I appreciate each and every one of you joining me for story time. For those of you new to the stream, story time is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So I will go ahead and get started. And these are stories that I use. This is my way of shouting out our YouTubers. So you will have our YouTubers featured in the story. Those will be the characters in the story. Depending on what your name is, will determine whether you will be in the story as a person, place, or thing. For instance, Simply a Sweetheart is one of the most featured YouTubers I have. Because of her name, I use her in the story to describe a character. So that's how you'll fall in the story, based on your name. And I never know who I'm going to put in the story. It all depends on the flow of the story. And I just put in the names and see who I come up with. And we never know. You never know if you're featured unless you're here or unless someone was in the live and told you you were featured. But that's how I pick my characters for the stories. It's just based on their name and how well it flows in the story. And certain things will prompt the name as well in the story. Like, for instance, 10 Veils. Because her name is 10 Veils, if I have a story that has a veil in it, then I would possibly use her name. So, like I said, it just depends on what your name is and what's going on in the story that I feature. Some names are a lot more easier. They're a lot easier to put in the story than others. But I try my best to get as many characters in the story that I can. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the story. Oh, stream views. Okay. In a country called In Q's World, King Plob was very rich in lands and money. When his beautiful queen died, he was inconsolable, and for 8 whole days he shut himself up in a little room and knocked his head against the wall like a madman. They feared he had suicidal tendencies, so they put mattresses between the tapestry and the wall. So if he hit the wall hard and hit his head, he wouldn't hurt himself. All his subjects, Mama Ray Ray, the 48, Valerie Champion, Carolyn Eats All, Pandy Hair Candy and More, 50 Plus, Julie Icy, or Issy, Satin, Eat to Live Strong, Wolfman Midnight, Coco Empire, and others planned amongst themselves to go and see him. They gathered in Shawana's creative circle to encourage him in any way they could, to comfort him in his sorrow. Some of them made up serious speeches, like Amanda's Motivation and More. Sylis Mukbang, she was a showstopper. She performed Dave's poems and songs. Some went with cheerful words on their tongues, like Be the Difference clothing. But none of them made any impression on him. They thought they were being helpful, but he felt they were messing with his Thursday vibes. In fact, he hardly heard what they said. At last, there came before him 12 veils dressed in black crepe with a veil, mantled and long mourning garments. She wept and sobbed so loud that King Plob was filled with astonishment. Didn't I tell y'all 12 Veils was a drama queen? She said, unlike the others, she came to add to his sorrow rather than to lessen his grief. What could be more natural than to mourn for a good wife? She said she had the best husband in the whole world, and it was now her duty to weep for him while she had the ability to do so. Then she redoubled her cries, and then King Plob followed her example, and he began to wail aloud. He gave her a better reception than he had given the others, including Sylis Mukbang. He became super smiley and began entertaining her with an account of the fine qualities of his dead beautiful queen, while she shared thoughts of her beloved dead husband with him. For the moment, that was their sweet, twisted joy. So they talked and talked until they had not a word more to say about their sorrows. For King Plob, these were magic moments, and he thought she was simply a sweetheart. He wasn't being a logical one, but 12 Veils had done some creative thinking. When the cunning 12 Veils saw that there was nothing more to be said on the matter, she lifted her veil just a little. It brought King Plob some relief to look on this poor woman's face during her time of distress, like himself. Her large brown eyes fringed with long black eyelashes as she batted them this way and that way. Her eyes and rosy cheeks enhanced her beauty, so King Plob looked at her very attentively. Gradually, he spoke less of his wife. Then he stopped speaking of her altogether. 12 Veils still declared she would always mourn her husband, but King Plob begged her not to sorrow forever. Eventually, to everyone's surprise, he married her because he felt she was the solution to his problem. She changed her mourning garments to gowns of green and rose color. They say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach, but 12 Veils wasn't dazzling in the kitchen. After all, that's what she had Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab and Fine as Wine cooking channel for. Her winning him over was a slick production that was carefully mind-crafted. According to Jeff, oftentimes people use their weakness to win your heart. So she became the chosen queen. King Plob had only one daughter named Princess Patella by his first marriage, and she was looked upon as the 8th wonder of the world. They said she should have been named Florin because she was fresh, young, and beautiful like Flora. She did not care to be dressed very grandly, but she liked robes of floating taffeta with jeweled clasps and garlands of flowers to adorn her lovely hair. When the king married again, Princess Patella was only 15 years old. The new queen sent for her own daughter, Miss Kanky Curly, who had been brought up in the house of her godmother, Mama Dale, the fairy, who lived at home with Miss Jones, her sister. They both thought she was graceful or beautiful for that. Mama Dale had done what she could for her to look like pretty Gigi, but without success, yet she loved her dearly nonetheless. They called the girl Miss Kinky Curly because she had big, kinky, curly locks, but they named her Truant Tony because her face had many red spots as a trout. Her black hair was so dirty and greasy that you could not touch it, and oil oozed out from her yellow skin. They could have named her Autoflower 420 or Oil Money ENT. All the same, Queen 12 Veils loved her to death and would speak of nothing but of her charm. Princess Patella was far more attractive, so Queen 12 Veils was in despair. All the time she tried to raise quarrels between her and the king, and not a day passed where she and Truitoni tried to do Princess Patella harm. Princess Patella was mild-tempered, intelligent, and endeavored to ignore their poor behavior. She was God's child and raised to share bright light. She was one virtuous woman. One day, King Plop said to Queen 12 Veils that their daughters were old enough to be married, and that the hand of one of them must be bestowed on the first prince who should come to the court. Queen 12 Veils said, "My daughter should be thought of first, seeing that she is the oldest, and since she is far more admirable than yours. So there shouldn't be any hesitation in agreeing to this." King Plop didn't like disputing, so he took the island's reaction. "When the people and them setting their way, you have to leave them go," and said he was willing to go along with whatever she liked. 12 Veils was determined for her daughter to live Beloved's life or the life of Cleo. Some time had passed, and they heard that Prince Charming was going to pay them a visit. Never was there so splendid and so gallant a prince, and everything about him matched his name. When Queen 12 Veils heard of his coming, she summoned all the embroiderers, dressmakers, and craftsmen to make things for her daughter. She begged King Plov not to give Princess Patella anything new. She also bribed, her maids to remove Princess Patella's dresses, wreaths, and jewels the day the prince arrived to prevent her from upstaging her daughter. Princess Patella was aware of Queen 12 Veils' tactics. When she sent out to buy things, the merchants told her that the queen had forbidden them to sell her anything, so she had nothing to wear but a dirty little frock. She was so ashamed of it that she just sat down in the corner of the hall when the prince came in. Queen 12 Veils received him with a great ceremony and presented her daughter to him, dressed in the most splendid apparel, but uglier than usual in her grandeur. When the prince turned his eyes away, the queen tried to persuade herself that it was because her daughter dazzled him so much, and that he feared the effects of her charm. As she pushed her daughter forward, he asked if there was not another princess called Princess Patella around. "Yes," said Queen 12 Veils' daughter, pointing at Princess Patella. "She is hiding over there because she is not dressed nicely." Princess Patella blushed, and even though not dressed in fine apparel, she looked very beautiful to the prince, and he was quite dazzled. Rising quickly, he bowed to the princess, saying, "Madam, your incomparable beauty already adorns you too well, so you don't need any other aids." "Your Majesty," Princess Patella answered, "I must tell you, I'm not accustomed to wearing such poor a dress as this, and I would have liked it better if you hadn't taken notice of me." "It would have been impossible," he said, "that such a lovely princess should be anywhere near me and I do not notice her." "Ah," said Queen 12 Veils, who was much annoyed, What a waste of time this is. Believe me, sire, Princess Patella is vain enough already. She doesn't need so many compliments paid to her. Prince Charming understood at once the motives that made the queen speak in this way, but he did not restrain his feelings. He let all his admiration for Princess Patella be known and talked to her for 3 hours on end. The queen was in despair, and her daughter was distraught at not being preferred to the prince. They both complained loudly to King Plob and forced him to consent during the prince's stay to lock Princess Patella up in a tower so they would not see each other. As soon as she went back to her room, 4 men with masks carried her off to the top of the tower and left her there in the utmost distress. She knew her stepmother didn't care much for her, but this is where it gets real for Princess Patella. Now she realized that her stepmother really hated her. The princess knew she was only treated this way to prevent her from pleasing the prince, who already liked her very much, and whom she would have been willing to accept as a husband. The prince was ignorant of the wrong they had done the princess. He waited with the greatest impatience for the hour when he would see her again. He inquired of her to those whom the king had ordered to be in attendance for him, but pursuant to the queen's command, they told him bad things about her, like how vain she was, of her violent temper, that she was a plague to her friends and her servants, and how she preferred to dress like a shepherdess rather than to buy elegant stuff with the money her father, King Plob, gave her, which is far from the truth. She is accustomed to wearing just handmade designs. A servant, Sam, reports to the prince differently. So he was upset to hear all this and had difficulty restraining the anger that stirred up within him. Now he said to himself, "These are all lies. It is not possible that heaven should have made so evil a soul to dwell in nature's masterpiece. I know she was not suitably dressed when I saw her, but her evident shame shows she is not used to being in that condition." What? So they tell me she could be wicked with that charming look of modesty and gentleness? I thought she was heaven sent. Such a thing could not possibly be. It is easier for me to believe that the queen slanders her. The queen is as mean as Pistol Pete and Mac the Knife. She is not a stepmother for nothing, and her daughter is such an ugly creature that it would not be strange if she were jealous of her stepsister. She's the most perfect being in the world I have ever seen. Why would they do such a thing to such a sweet pea? She's precious and family of theirs, he thought to himself. While he was pondering over the confusion, the staff who were assigned to him saw from his mannerisms that he was not pleased at their speaking evil of Princess Patella. The servant Sam was sharper than the rest. He changed his tone and language in order to find out how the prince really felt about Princess Patella, and he began to pay compliments to the princess. This caused the prince to partake in conversation with him. Because of it, the prince's face started showing the joy he felt again as he yelled out, "Destiny awaits me," Jeremiah 29:11. As told by Tina, the chambermaid, love is just key. How difficult it is to hide thee. Thou art everywhere visible, on a lover's lips, in his eyes, and in the sound of his voice. When we love, the sign of it appears in our every action, in our silence, our conversation, in our joy, and in our sorrow. Impatient to know if King Plob and the staff were able to change the prince's mind, and if he was really impressed, so she summoned those she had taken into her confidence. She spent the rest of the night questioning them. All they told her was their opinion that the prince was in love with her stepdaughter. Her daughter said, "Mother, what shall you say of the melancholy condition of my poor stepsister as she lay on the floor of the dungeon in that terrible tower where the masked men had taken her?" At the same time, Princess Patella said to herself, "If they had put me here before I had seen that prince who is so admirable, the recollection of him only makes my distress harder to bear. I have no doubt that the queen treats me so cruelly to hinder me from seeing him anymore. What's wrong with her? We're a family. I guess my happiness must be sacrificed for whatever beauty heaven has endowed me with." She came to the grips that God is in control, and it's life reality, a spiritual journey. But it still didn't change the fact that her spirit was broken. Then Princess Patella cried, and cried so bitterly that her worst enemy would have felt sorry for her had she seen her misery. That night, the queen, who wished to attach the prince to her daughter by any means necessary, sent him costumes of a richness and magnificence that could nowhere else be found. They were fashioned after the mode of the country in Q's world, and the order of the Knights of Love, which she had made King Plob institute on their wedding day. It was a golden heart enameled in fire color, and there were several arrows around it, one of which pierced it through. The words on it read, "Once alone wounds me." Queen Twelve Veils had the heart for the prince's order cut from a ruby as large as an ostrich egg. Each arrow was made of a single diamond as long as your finger. The chain from which it hung was made of pearls, the smallest of which weighed a pound. Such jewelry had never been seen before. At the sight of it, the prince was so astounded that for a few minutes he could not speak. He was also presented with a book with leaves of vellum, with wonderful miniatures. The cover was of gold studded with precious stones, and it contained the statutes of the Order of the Knights of Love, written in very formal and very gallant style. They told the prince that the princess whom he had seen begged him to be her knight, and that she sent him such gifts. After hearing this, he flattered himself that it might be from her whom he loved. What? The fair Princess Patella? He cried. She remembers me in so charming and so generous a fashion. Your Majesty, they said, you make a mistake in the name of the princess. It is from her lovely sister which it comes. It is Tony, who begs me to be her knight, said the prince in a cold and serious manner. I am sorry. I'm not able to accept this honor. But a sovereign is not sufficiently his own master to do everything he would like. I know the duties of a knight, and I would like to fulfill them all alongside JD Knight 7. But I prefer rather to decline the favors she offers me than to prove myself unworthy of them. So that is where I'm going to stop with our story tonight, because we do want to celebrate Mama Ray Ray. This story is a rather long story, and it may take me two more times to get to the end of the story. So you'll just have to remain in suspense with the story until the next time. I think what I will do, and that depends on how much of it I get through tonight, I will probably try to do the second half of the story and just do it tomorrow, upload it as a premiere, and then we resume with the last half of the story on Monday. But I'll make that decision tonight. So keep your eyes kind of open to see if tomorrow I'll add it, or if I'll just go ahead and pick up where we left off on Monday. So let's see who walked in while I was reading the story, because I certainly do not want to miss anybody. I don't like to, for those of you new to the stream, I don't like to stop in the middle of the stream. In the middle of reading the story, because I don't want to get distracted. It's enough that I have to stop in between to get some water. Let's see. All right, so Mama Ray Ray was speaking to 12 Veils. Says, yes, Jim and I are awesome. Carolyn Eats All is saying hey to Shiwana. Gigi's saying hello and welcome everyone to the live. Mama Ray Ray is saying hey Gigi. Tim Vale says it's cancer season next month at Mama Ray Ray. Oh, look at that. You're getting close. You're moving on up. Like the Jeffersons, Tim Vales, you're moving on up. Gigi says hello to Tim Vales. Carolyn Eats All, Valerie Champion, Mama Ray Ray. Shawana Creative Circle is clapping. Tim Vales is laughing. Valerie Champion is clapping. So is 50 Plus. Our dancing diva is still hanging with us, getting ready to dance for us. Gigi says, welcome to the live to Pandy, Hurricane and More, Mama Ray Ray, Shiwana, Finest Wine Cooking Channel. Eat to Live Strong says, hello, Sister Deborah, thumbs up. Thank you, Eat to Live Strong. So glad that you could join me tonight. Pandy says, Pandy's clapping, Miss Furrow's clapping, and she says at Tim Vale. Pandy says, hey to Gigi, Gluten-Free Lab. 50 Plus says, Gigi, Gluten-Free Lab, hey. Tim Vales is dancing because she's celebrating because she was the headliner tonight. Gigi says hello to the 48. Eat to Live Strong, Miss Full Roller. Shiwana says hey to Eat to Live Strong. Tim Vale says happy birthday to Mama Ray Ray. Miss Full Roller's throwing the cake and dancing. Tim Vales is laughing. Mama Ray Ray says hello to Miss Full Roller. Eat to Live Strong says hello to Shiwana. And to Gigi, Carolyn Eats All is throwing up that birthday cake. She says, okay. Mama Ray Ray says thank you to Tim Vales. Gigi saying hello to Yvonne Stubbs and Wolfman Midnight. Mama Ray Ray says thank you, Carolyn Eats All. Gigi says, Mama Ray Ray, happy birthday, sis. Tim Bell says, I'm excited to celebrate Mama Ray Ray's birthday on time. Coco Empire says, hello, host and chat. Pandy says, hey to Coco. Mama Ray Ray says, thank you, Gigi and Tim Vales. Coco Empire says, hello, Pandy. Mama Ray Ray says, hello to Coco Empire. Eat to live strong. Says hello to Coco Empire. And Coco says, hello to Mama Ray Ray. Eat to live strong. Says, hey to Tim Vales. Coco Empire says, hello to Eat to live strong. Gigi says, welcome to the live, Coco. Coco says, hello to Gigi. Carolyn, East to live strong says, hey to Carolyn East All. Tim Vales says, hey to Eat to live strong. Valerie Champion says, ha ha ha. Tim Vales says, hey Coco Empire, you in tonight's story. The 48 says, hold on. I've been pressing buttons, but yes, stay sanitized if there is no hand sanitizer. Still make sure to wear a mask, stay sanitized, and be socially distant 6 feet apart. We thank you, the 48. That's what we got to do, regardless of what they're saying. Carolyn East All says, hey to Eat to live strong. Mama Ray Ray throwing up the hand sanitizer and the hands, washing them, keeping them clean. Shawana says, I like when I'm in this story. Thank you, Shawana. Coco Empire. And see, Shawana, you have a name that's kind of difficult, and so I fit it in when I can. But I think I've been able to fit you into about 3 stories, Shawana. Coco Empire says, yes, Tim Vales. We have Tiffany Chanel in the house. Hello. She says, hello, Deborah sGladTidings and everyone blessing. How are you? I think this might be your first time to story time, but we certainly appreciate you stopping in to see us. Tim Vales throwing some love. Coco Empire says, at Shawana, me too. Mama Ray Ray says, hello to Tiffany Chanel. Pandy Hair Candy Moore says, me too. And at Shawana, and she's dancing. Everybody's ready to celebrate you, Mama Ray Ray. Pandy and Hair Candy Moore says, hello to Tiffany Chanel. Carolyn East All says, hey at Tim Vales. Gigi says, it's also Anthony Shaw on Sunday. Oh, okay. Carolyn East All says, hey at Coco Empire. Mama Ray Ray says, at Coco and Shawana. Coco Empire says, hello to Carolyn East. Tim Vales is gloating. Valerie Champion says, can't believe I was in the story. And she's laughing and said, love it. Yeah, Valerie, sometimes you get a small cameo and then sometimes you're the featured character. The 48 says, not a professional doctor or anything. I just a person who sits on my butt all day, but sometimes I do work as in chores around the house. Welcome to the club, 48. Tim Vale says, I like that she got long black eyelashes. Check you out. Check you out. Carolyn East All says, Valerie Champion is laughing, killing herself laughing. Tim Vale says, I'm married too? Hold up. I don't cook in this story. That's what we said. You didn't cook. That's what you had Gigi's sGlutenFreeLab and Finest Wine Cooking Channel for. Coco Empire says, okay, Gigi gluten-free, and she's laughing. Carolyn says, the 48 says, story time is fun, even though I don't like to read, but I can learn a lot if I started reading back. Then we didn't have phones. We wrote letters. That's true, 48. Sometimes you have to go back to the way it used to be. Mama Ray Ray's still throwing up that hand sanitizing. 12 Vale says, I'm a queen in this story. Yes, you are. You're a queen even out of the story, 12 Vales. 12 Vale says, the queen ain't right, though. But see, the queen met you because you be messy when we be trying to celebrate these birthdays. Mama Ray Ray's throwing up the queen sign. Coco T. We have Coco T in the house. How are you, Coco T? Says, hello, Miss Deborah in chat. So glad that you can join us. I think this might be your first time, Coco T, but I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope that you came in early enough to catch the story. But the good part about it is they have replay if you missed it, so that's a feature I love. We have Web Savvy Cafe in the house. Says, hey, clapping. Cool shades, Deborah Gigi. 50 plus is saying hey to Shawana. He's telling you to check your IG. And he's saying hey to Web Savvy. Carolyn East All says at 12 Bells, yes, suits you. Sound like somebody else got your number 12 Bells besides me. Web Savvy says hey to Miss Full Roller. And hey to 50 plus and Shawana. 12 Bells doing that dap thing. We got Rico Bizarre Foods in the house. Hello, Rico. He says hi, Deborah sGladTidings, Web Savvy, 50 plus, and Mama Ray Ray. 50 plus says hey to Rico Bizarre Foods. Gigi says hey to Rico. Rico says hey to Gigi. 50 plus says welcome to the live and telling you to thumbs up the host. Thank you again. Thank you so much, mods. I appreciate you all for being my eyes and sending those reminders. Because a lot of times I forget, and I know I can't look up and see what's going on in the stream while I'm reading. So I appreciate you all, most definitely. Web Savvy Cafe says, hey there to Rico. Gigi says, hey to Web Savvy. Mama Ray Ray says, hey to Rico. Web Savvy says to Gigi, what did you cook today? Web Savvy, oh, she cooked a delicious pizza. Oh my God. It was delicious looking. I could smell it through the TV, it seemed like. And look, I had already eaten, but it made me hungry all over again. Web Savvy says hello to Mama Ray Ray. Gigi says to Web Savvy, cauliflower pizza. Web Savvy says, wait, the dough was made of cauliflower? And Web Savvy Cafe says, Gigi says yes. The 48 says, did come up with those story times, or you got some kind of app like Mad Libs or something, because your story times are good. I think that it deserves a lot. Thank you to 48. No, I'll find a little story out there sometime. I don't have a particular app I go through. I'll just Google something and I'll find a story and that I could work with, and then I add my own touches to it and add all of the characters in it. I put all the characters and a lot of the lines and stuff like that. Tiffany Chanel says, hey, love to Mama Ray Ray. And she says, hey, sis, to Panty Hair Candi and More. Gigi's sGlutenFreeLab says hello to Tiffany Chanel. Eat to Live Strong says hey to Tiffany Chanel. Say, hey, sis. Tiffany is speaking back to Gigi and Eat to Live Strong. Web Savvy says, okay, gotta try it. Your assistant liked it. Web Savvy says, hey to Pandy. Shawana says, this is a good story. Finest Wine Cooking Channel saying hi to Gigi. Shawana saying hi to Rico. Finest Wine Cooking Channel is dancing. Everybody's ready to dance for you, Mama Ray Ray. Where am I? Move my stream. So, Mama Ray Ray says, awesome. Thank you, Mama Ray Ray. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Gigi says, hey to Web Savvy, he devoured it. You thought he wouldn't? Shawana says, oh man. Gigi says, happy birthday to Mama Ray Ray. Carolyn East All says, sounds good. Mama Ray Ray says, thank you to Gigi. Shawana says, good idea. Deborah sGladTidings. Web Savvy says, it is good story. I couldn't agree more, Shawana. Thank you, Web Savvy. And I'm done with you, sister. The NDT show is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know if this is your first time in Storytime, but we certainly appreciate you joining us, and I hope that you made it in time to catch the story. The NDT says hello to Deborah and all. Shawana speaking back to the NDT show. Web Savvy says to Gigi, all right now, laugh out loud. Gigi says, welcome to Storytime to the NDT. Gigi says story time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for that announcement, Gigi. I appreciate it. And if for some reason you all that I won't be making story time, I will always throw up a little brief message to tell you when we'll resume with story time and that it's been canceled. 50 plus says, thank you for mentioning my name. numerous times, and your stories, thank you. Really appreciate it. No problem, 50 plus. No problem. I appreciate your support. I really do. Mama Ray Ray still sanitize and clean those hands. Shawana is laughing. Gigi says it's Anthony Shaw's birthday Sunday. Okay, so tonight we're going to have to celebrate Mama Ray Ray and Anthony Shaw. Pandy Hair Candy Moore says, hey to Rico. We have the most featured YouTuber in the house tonight. Simply a Sweetheart. Simply a Sweetheart throwing some kisses, some love at Miss Deborah. Simply, I hope you made it in time for the story, because once again, you made the cutoff. Carolyn simply says, hey to Gigi, throwing some love. Mama Ray Ray's throwing some love out there. Gigi says, welcome to Storytime to Simply. Yvonne Stuff says, happy birthday, be blessed. Simply says, thanks, and she's all smiley. Carolyn East All says, the story is very creative. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you all enjoyed the story as much as I did. I had fun writing it. Shawana says, what's up to Simply Sweetheart? So now what we're going to do is celebrate our birthday people. So, let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to do this because they might not want the same songs. Okay, I'll just have to do a medley if I have to. Okay, so when I do the birthday song, I give you a few options. You can either have the traditional birthday song. You can have the Marilyn Monroe birthday song. You can have the Stevie Wonder birthday song. And we're going to close out with the Two Live Crew birthday song because that's where everybody participates. So, Mama Ray Ray and Anthony, which song do you want me to sing happy birthday for you? And I'll just make it a medley. Which song do you all want? Anthony and Mama Ray Ray. Throw it in the stream so I can see. Shawana got the birthday cake and the wine ready for you, Mama Ray Ray. Mama Ray Ray, which version do you want? You want the Stevie Wonder, the traditional birthday song, the Marilyn Monroe style? Which one? You and Anthony. Mama Ray Ray says whichever one you would like to sing. Okay. Anthony, what about you? Okay, Anthony's a little slow with it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a medley. I'm going to start out with the Marilyn Monroe. I know 10 Bells is going to love this because that's her favorite birthday song. You know, of course, every time we sing birthday, she thinks it's her birthday. So I'm going to start out with the Marilyn Monroe. We'll move into the Stevie Wonder. And then we'll close out with the Two Live Crew version. So let me just pull up. Let me pull it on my screen. That'll be better. Let me pull up the Stevie Wonder. You would think by now, much as I do this, I would know these lyrics, but I don't retain it. Okay, let's see. All right, Stevie Wonder birthday lyrics. Here we go. All right. Okay, so everybody in the stream by now who's been here before should know how we do this birthday thing. So, for those of you who are new, when I get to the Two Live Crew version of the song, whenever I say either what's that number one birthday song, number one zodiac sign, or what's that favorite zodiac sign, everybody's going to throw Gemini in the stream because it's still Gemini season, 10 bells. It's still Gemini season. So you're going to throw Gemini in the stream. And if I call a zodiac out that's not a Gemini, even though it's yours and you feel it's the best, I still want you to say no, because we're not celebrating those other zodiacs. It is Gemini season, and we're going to celebrate our Geminis. And when I call those out, anything other than Gemini, you throw no in the stream. And then when I get to Gemini working that thing out, I want you all to throw working that thing out in the stream. All right, here we go. So I'm going to start out slow with Marilyn Monroe, and we're going to work our way up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mama Ray and Anthony. Happy birthday to you. All right, now we're going to sing the Stevie Wonder version. Let me get my clap going and try to get me a beat. You know, it doesn't make much sense. There ought to be a law against anyone who takes offense at a day in your celebration. Because we all know in our minds that there ought to be a time that we can set aside to show how much we love you. And I'm sure you would agree it could fit more perfectly than to have a world party on the day you came to be. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. 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 Yay! Happy birthday, Mama Ray Ray. Happy birthday, Anthony Shaw. Okay, now here's where everybody can. Oh, they dancing and celebrating already, Mama Ray Ray and Anthony, before we can get it going. All right, so everybody got it? Those of you new in the stream, when I say what's that number one or favorite zodiac, you're going to throw Gemini in the stream. When I call something other than Gemini, you throw no in the stream. And when I say Gemini working that thing out, you throw working that thing out in the stream. All right, here we go. Let me get a little more drink. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. Okay, we're a little slow, or am I lagging? Miss Furo said I always be lagging. I don't see nobody throwing Gemini in the stream. What's going on, y'all? All right, let's try this again. I want to see Gemini in the stream. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. Is it Cancer? No. Is it Aries? No. Is it Capricorn? No. Is it Pisces? No. What's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. Is it Leo? No. Is it Aries? No. Is it Cancer? No. Is it Aquarius? No. Gemini, working that thing out. Gemini, working that thing out. Mama Ray Ray, working that thing out. Anthony, working that thing out. Mama Ray Ray, working that thing out. Anthony, working that thing out. What's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. I said, what's that number one zodiac sign? Gemini. Is it Cancer? No. Is it Pisces? No. Is it Libra? No. Is it Leo? No. Happy birthday, Mama Ray Ray and Anthony. I hope y'all working that thing out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I love it. I love it. Look at our dancing diva leading the parade, working that thing out. That's all right. That's all right. Let's see what we got. Boy, look at that. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Got Gigi popping the bottles for you. Hello, Oreo Mouse 8888 is in the house. She says hello. 50 and is saying hey back. Gigi says Gemini. Carolyn Esau throws up the Gemini symbol. Mama Ray Ray celebrating herself. Miss Furrow, the dancing diva, says Gemini. She keeps me up with the seasons, y'all, because I don't have a clue. Carolyn Esau throwing that Gemini sign. Gigi, Oreo Mouse, Carolyn, 50 plus. Everybody satin, throwing Gemini in. Oreo Mouse says no. Miss Furrow says no. 50 says no. Everybody says no when I called anything other than Gemini. I love it. Everybody celebrating. Shiwana says Gemini, Gemini. 50 says Gemini. Oh, everybody says no on cue. Look at that. Gigi says working that thing out. Look at that. Oh, yes. Oreo Mouse 888 says working that thing out. Shiwana, Mama Ray Ray says Gemini. Gigi says working that thing out. Carolyn East all says throws the music sound and a peach sign. Hey, Carolyn, originally I'm an orange, but I'll settle for the peach. 50 plus says Gemini. Look at that. Miss Four Roller's dancing, got her heels on, and she's working that thing out. She say Gemini is working it out, and she working it out right along with the Gemini there. Pandy says Gemini. I love it. Pandy says no to all that other stuff. Look at that. Pandy's right there dancing right behind the dancing diva. Look at that. Miss Furrow says, Deborah, I was lagging today. Miss Furrow, look, this lagging thing must be my location or something, because, you know, you often asked me what the year was my phone. Now I got a new phone. I'm still lagging. Lagging worse than the old phone. She wonders laughing. Aquarius. Why you laughing? Because I said Aquarius, Shiwana. Is that your zodiac? 50 says Mama Ray Ray working that thing out. That's right. And he dancing and throwing up a birthday cake. Mama Ray Ray is celebrating herself. Shiwana says hey to Oreo Mouse. Mama Ray Ray says thank you to 50 plus. Oreo Mouse is saying hi to Gigi. Mama Ray is speaking, but she's still dancing. Oreo Mouse says hi, Mama Ray Ray. And hi, Shiwana. Pandy says hey to Oreo Mouse. Mama Ray Ray says hello to Oreo Mouse. Oreo Mouse says glad I made it in. We're glad you made it in too. She says hi to Pandy. Oreo Mouse says it's good to see you. Gigi says to Oreo Mouse it's good to see you. Miss Full Roller says what? Wow. Mama Ray Ray says Marilyn Monroe. Oreo Mouse says good to see you. Well, you all, I appreciate each and every one of you coming to hang out with me for story time, especially those of you that were about to turn in real fast, like the 48 I was so glad that you hung with us so you can hear your shout out. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said, I don't take your time for granted, because you could have been anywhere other than here with me for story time. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming. And I appreciate you all with the group participation, helping me to celebrate the birthday person. You know, I get excited when I see us celebrating the other person and not being selfish. So I appreciate it. Ms. Foro, I appreciate you for keeping me abreast of what season we're in. Mama Ray says, can you take us out with Marilyn Monroe? All right, Mama Ray. So I'm gonna take us out with that. But don't forget, story time every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Always remember, may His peace be with you until we meet again. And always remember, I have a will to live. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thank you all. I will see you all at the next story time. Have a good evening and stay safe. I love you all, and I'll see you later. Good night.